Hello everyone and welcome to another Mad Merlins unboxing. So today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new box game from Games Workshop, Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Came out just this Saturday gone, and yeah, I've picked up my copy from my local Bridge Troll Hobbies, and yeah, I'm ready here to take a look at it. So here it is. Small box, but it is pretty hefty. There's a lot in here. So yeah, we got a nice lot of stuff. We got 4 boards, all the cards, dice, tokens, and of course, plenty of miniatures. So a little bit about what Darktide actually is. So Darktide is the Warhammer 40k video game where you are essentially a Suicide Squad sort of thing, where you're sent in to clear out a hive that has been overrun by Chaos Worshippers and Nurgle zombies, effectively. So you are literally 4 men, 1 Ogrin, a Veteran Guardsman, a Psyker, and a Zealot. You're sent in by an Inquisitor to clear the hive, and whether you win or lose, it doesn't really matter to them, effectively. You are collateral damage. And what this game does, it brings the close quarters and horde, player versus horde of that video game onto the tabletop. So it's a tabletop version of a video game based on a tabletop version. So the only thing about this box is you don't actually get any new models. All of the models in it are existing models with the exception of the Ogrin and the Kazakin, who are repurposed from their larger respective kits. I believe they were leftover models from the model of the month, and they've been put onto the same sprue together just for ease of being included in this box set. Other than that, I've seen quite a few playthroughs of this game, and yeah, gameplay looks fantastic. It's nice, it's quick, and yeah, it's a perfect way of getting yourself into and expanding outwards into the full Kill Team game, which I'm enjoying quite a lot at the moment. Right, I think that's about as much as I can say, so let's jump over to the table. We'll take a look inside this box. But before we do, don't forget to, of course, do all the usual. Like the video if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and do please check all the links in the video description, including the Patreon and all my other social medias, where you can get more up-to-date posts on what I'm doing in my hobby. Right, I'll see you at the table. So here we are with the front of the box, and here we see our protagonists, or possibly antagonists, because you're both the good guys and the bad guys, effectively. So we got the Ogrin here, looking very intimidating, bulky plate armor and a big maul. We got our Veteran Guardsman with his las rifle there. We got a Psyker, who's a little more of a rogue Psyker, not the type that we get in the box. And then we got a Zealot here, so very classic Sister of Battle type look, but she's more of a, again, a rogue sort of Zealot. She doesn't have any affiliation other than to obviously being roped in by the Inquisitor. And she's got a nice big power mace there as well. But again, it doesn't represent the actual models we have in the box. So what models do we have in the box? So we have the Primaris Psyker from the Imperial Guard range. So I believe this one was released as part of an expansion for Blackstone Fortress originally, and then released as an individual model for Imperial Guard. We have the Kazakin Veteran and the Ogrin. So these two are full multi-part models, but they are on a sprue together, as they were part, as I mentioned at the start, of the model of the month from Games Workshop stores, so they just repurposed these into one frame. And finally we've got the Zealot, who is the Zealot from Blackstone Fortress with the Flamer Chainsword all in one weapon there. So we also get bad guy models, so we get 6 of the push-fit Poxwalkers, which I'm not too sure if they are available anymore, because all we have is the 10 push-fit ones. And we have 10 Traitor Guard. So this is the bloodied kill team, but we don't get the Commissar and Chaos Ogryn, and we don't get the upgrade frame either. We just get 10 basic Traitor Guardsmen, but we still get a good selection of weapons. We get a sniper, flamer, grenade launcher, stuff for the sergeant, and a Voxer as well. So yeah, the full contents, we get the campaign book. It's a really nice campaign book and campaign system as well. It flows quite nicely. We get 10 six-sided dice, 10 data cards, so these here and these for the enemies. We get 17 equipment cards, so these smaller cards here build up a deck, and we draw a certain amount and we pick one of those and equip to ourselves. 24 upgrade cards, same as the equipment. We have a deck, we draw a certain amount and we choose that amount to equip to ourselves, or a certain amount to equip to ourselves. We have the 21 activation cards, so that is enough activation cards for all the models in the box set to build into the deck to draw out. So for activation, you shuffle all the fighters in the particular mission. So for the first mission, it's 6 Poxwalkers and the 4 kill team members. So you shuffle those into a deck, and then you draw one, and whichever card you pull, that particular model, if it's an enemy model, will activate. If it's a kill team operative card, you get to choose which of your kill team operatives you activate. We have 4 kill zone tiles, so these hex type boards, pretty cool. It's based off the kill zone mini game that was released as part of a Barnes & Noble's exclusive in the US and parts of Europe. And it's also fairly similar to Warhammer Underworlds as well, which is a game system I really like. And then we get 2 Darktide token sheets. So this includes terrain features, objectives, wounds, etc. as well there. And then we got 20 models, so 6 Poxwalkers as I mentioned, 10 Traitor Guardsmen, a Psyker, a Veteran, an Ogryn, and a Zealot. And yeah, you do need, of course, to paint them if you want. Sadly, the colour schemes they've shown for the veterans, at least, are a little too bright for the setting. I've seen some lovely ones online on YouTube that have done a nice dirty dark, grim dark sort of colour scheme, and I think that's what I'm going to go for myself. Also to help tie in with all my other Inquisition stuff that I'm collecting for Kill Team. Alright, yeah, so let's take a look at the actual contents. So we got tabs here that need cutting open, so I'll bring in my knife. Slip the tape, and here we go. So, there we go. Straight up, we are met with all the plastic, so that's pretty cool. So, we got our 6 push-fit Poxwalkers. Yeah, you just have 6 rather monopose guys. We have the Primaris Psyker for the guard, so 4 components. Front and back of the torso, the head and the arms with her staff, so pretty cool model. One model I've actually been wanting to build and paint for a while, so I'm looking forward to painting this one. Then we have the only new frame in the kit, and that is the Ogryn and the Kazakin Veteran. We got some extra pouches and armor pieces to equip to the Ogryn to give him a little bit more bulk, which is pretty helpful anyway. And yeah, a Kazakin Veteran just has his lasgun there and a grenade. Right. And our final hero, another 4-piece model push fit, is our Zealot. So we've got, again, front and back of the torso, the power pack with the flaming fuel for the flamer, and then the head and the actual weapon itself, which looks amazing. And finally then, we have our Chaos Veteran Guardsman, or Traitor Guardsman, should I say. And yeah, we get a good lot of options. It's just the basic squad, no special kill team upgrades, such as Medic, Brawler, etc. But like I said, we do get weapons. We also get a Vox, get bits for the Sergeant, so back banner icons, Plasma Gun, Plasma Pistol, Power Sword for the Sergeant, Auto Pistol, Bolt Gun as well for the Sergeant if you wanted. We get a Flamer, a Melter, Grenade Launcher, and there is a Long Las as well. Next then we have a cardboard divider with Darktide on either side. That'll be a nice backing for if I do any Darktide gaming. We of course have our bag of bases, so we got a few slaughter bases, and the rest are full regular bases. So we got our 10 dice, stat cards. So we got Psyker there. She's got a las pistol and her staff. She has upgrade 1, upgrade 2, equipment 1, and equipment 2. So I'll look at those in just a sec. We have all our other decks, our activation cards, our upgrades and equipment. We've got our rule book, plus our instructions and our tokens. And finally, if I can get them out, we got our boards. So yeah, they look pretty cool. Right, we'll open these up and we'll take a closer look at the components. We'll start with the frames and then we'll go through all our card components. So we'll start with our hero frames and get a closer look at all those details. So our Primaris Psyker, lovely Astra Telepathica eye there with an Aquila on top for her staff. There's her head. Psychic hood, and again that eye with an eye built onto the torso there, as well as on the loincloth. Really nice detailed model, and again, like I said, doesn't match up to the more rogue Psyker sort of depiction on the box, but she feels the need for a Psyker. Next up then, we got the Blackstone Fortress Pious Zealot, so really cool iron halo for a headdress there, breather mask there, and we got a flamer with a built-on eviscerator, and we got torso there. So this one does look actually pretty good for the setting. It does actually probably fit more than any of the others. Yeah, nice model nonetheless. So very easy to put together and paint. A little bit more involved to build will be the veteran and the Ogryn, as you got multi-part kits here. So we've got 2 halves of torso, the 2 halves of the legs, the gun, the grenade arm, the backpack, and of course the head there for the Kazakin. And then the Ogryn, we got the 2 halves of the body, his legs, his feet, his arms, the front of his boots, and we've got plenty of pouches, and of course his Ripper gun there as well, with the ammo canister there. So yeah, all in all, really cool looking models, and a giant Ogryn-sized grenade there. And then we got our traitor frames, so we got our Poxwalkers. So yeah, we got a guy here with chain of grenades. We got hammer and chisel, we got fists, we've got a club with heavy bolts and tentacle arm. We got an iron bar with some nails through it, and we got a guy with an axe. So yeah, I've had plenty of these guys thanks to Conquest, giving you like 4 sets of them, I think, over the course of the magazine, plus the 10 multi-part frame. Yeah, these guys will be pretty cool. They serve a purpose, and yeah, I just need 2 more now to add to my Death Guard kill team. And then we have, of course, our Traitor Guard, or the Blooded as they are known. And yeah, you do get a nice lot of components on just the basic Traitor Guard kit. So yeah, you get plenty of las guns, special weapons, so you got Flamer, Melter, Plasma, las sniper, and a grenade launcher there. You got a Vox caster as well, so you can relay orders across the battlefield. You got options for Sergeant, so you've got either las pistol, auto pistol, bolt pistol. He's got a cleaver or a power sword there. I believe we build power sword and las pistol or bolt pistol, I think it is. And also got a plasma pistol there as well. Loads of heads, so no 2 guard will be identical, which is pretty good. So yeah, these match up quite nicely to the more recent Cadian Guardman squad, which is pretty nice. So yeah. So yeah, looking forward to building these guys and getting them painted. Alright, let's start taking a look through all of our card components. So first off, we'll take a look at our card decks and our stacked cards. So I've already slit these open so we can just remove the plastic. So we've got our Psyker there, so she has 9 health, has a las pistol and staff. So yeah, these are very similar snap blocks to what we see in Kill Team. Then we get the option of equipments and upgrades. Then we got our Zealot, so again 9 health, has a flamer and chain blade. And again 2 equipment and 2 upgrades. We got Ogren, who is the literal walking tank of the army with 14 wounds. He has his Ripper gun and an oversized bayonet. And again 2 equipment and 2 upgrades. And finally we have our veteran guardsman, in this case a Kazakin veteran. So he comes with a hot shot volley gun and he can hit people over the head with his gun butt as well. And again 2 equipment, 2 upgrades, and he has 9 health, so a little more than just the basic 2 grunts. So we got our Mobian troopers who have 7 health. They have a las gun and gun butt for their weapons. And then they have behavioral tables. So depending on what's available to them, when they activate, you will do these in order. So you will either shoot and pass. If you can't do that, you will then do a normal move and then a shoot. If you can't make a move and then shoot something, you will then make a move and a dash. So yeah, pretty cool way of doing these. So it's a more of a AI sort of thing from what I've heard people mention. So we've got keywords for Darktide, Mobian, and he's a trooper. So you've got the Mobian gunner, so you have either the choice of flamer or grenade launcher, which is pretty cool, gives us 2 option weapons there. And again, he's got shoot and pass, normal move and shoot, or normal move and dash, as well as 7 health. We've got the sharpshooter with the long las gun butt, and he has an ability. So dug in, this operative is not in a kill team operative's line of sight while it's in cover and 3 or more hexes from it. So yeah, he gets to be a bit sneaky. He only has 2 types of behavior: shoot and pass or pass and pass. So yeah, basically each trooper has 2 activations, and it'll be whatever they are entitled to. Then we've got our Mobian chieftain, so he has 8 health, he has a bolt pistol and a chainsword for his weapons. He can either fight and pass, shoot and pass, normal move and shoot, or normal move and dash. And he has the disciplinarian ability, so this operative is in the kill zone while this or another Mobian operative is making a shooting attack. In the roll attack dice step, reroll 1 failed hit. And finally for the Mobian troopers, we got the Commsman here. So again, back to 7 health, he can shoot and pass or pass and pass. And he also has the coordinate ability. If this operative is in the kill zone while a shooting attack is being made against this or another Mobian operative, in the roll defense step, reroll 1 of the failed saves. And finally then we have our Poxwalkers, so they just have diseased weapons as their only weapon option. They have 8 wounds, they can either fight or pass, normal move and fight, or normal move and pass. And back to our Psyker. And now we'll take a look at the upgrades, etc. Just quickly take a flick through these, as there's quite a lot to go through. So we have our activation cards. So we got 5 for the kill team operatives, as we have a servo skull token, I believe, for one of the missions. And we got our troopers. So Mobian trooper 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Gunner with flamer, gunner with grenade launcher, sharpshooter, and chieftain. Then Commsman. Poxwalker 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we got equipment, so we've got an Auspex Medipack, Rejuvenant Syringe, Crack Grenade, Frag Grenade, Combat Knife, Stun Grenade, Smoke Grenade, Laser Sight, Telescopic Sight, Disruption Generator, Priestly Blessing, Multi-Flak Layers, Refractor Field, Armoured Body Glove, Pilgrim's Relic, Combat Stim. Then we got specific upgrades. So Psyker can have psychic powers. So he's got Smite, Vortex, and Surge. Prescience, Endurance, and Shroud. Zealot can be a militant, has the Reap ability, Pyromaniac ability, Feel No Pain, and Crusader, as well as being faithful. Yogrin can headbutt somebody, can smash them, can charge like a bull, can lug around weapons and equipment, is a protector, is fired up, and then a veteran can lay down a fusillade, can go on guard, can give suppression fire, knows a combat drill, has an experienced eye, and is battlefield savvy. So yeah, some really nice equipment and upgrades there for all our characters. Right, let's take a flick through the rulebook, then we can take a look at our boards and tokens. So we've got our instructions, which are pretty simple. So most of our veterans are, two of our veterans anyway, are push fit models, so go together quite easily. And then we have our Kazakin veteran, our Ogryn, our Psyker, and then we build up all our Mobian troopers from the Darktide kill team. So yeah, basic troopers, our gunners, and then our Poxwalkers are very simple, usually one or two components. And then we've got, of course, a rulebook. So we got an introduction, welcome to Tertium Hive, which is where the game of Darktide is based. And we've got a mention here about Kill Team. It's also mentioned later on as well at the end of the book. But this is a spin-off of Kill Team, which is the parent game, includes an expanded range of detailed miniatures, terrain, and unique rules. Fight tactical battles against opponents with your team of elite operatives, all set in the grim darkness of the far future. So getting started, you will of course need to build your models. So we have a couple of paragraphs here focusing on tips for building. So you'll need clippers, a mold line remover or knife in order to clean up components, and of course glue to glue all the multi-part models together. And you do of course have your instruction book to refer to. Next up then is painting. So you can paint these guys however you want really, but I do, as I mentioned, these guys are a little too colourful for the setting. I have seen some nice, really dark, dirtied colours, so muted reds and blacks makes them really stand out and fit into the setting a lot better. The Traitor Guardsmen, their colour scheme is pretty good. It's actually different to the Traitor Guardsmen of the Blooded. So it's a proper nice Mobian colour scheme, so nice dark browns, some reds and greens, and of course metals. So that's very simple to do. And we've got our Poxwalkers. You can paint these guys as well however you want, just make them look zombie-ish. So we've got our components list, so 10 operative cards, 17 equipment cards, 24 upgrades, 21 activations, 10 dice, 4 double-sided tiles, then tokens, so heavy terrain, light terrain, objectives, damage tokens, activation tokens, servo skull token, smoke, stun, grenades, prescience, shroud, endurance, guard, suppression, and a line of sight. And a line of sight ruler there as well. And I've got our models there showing them all built. And we'll go into the actual rules. So we have overview of the cards, overview of the overview. So yeah, what the operative's name is, their weapons, their behaviors, if they have them, abilities, keywords, wounds, etc. We have a look at the different kill zones. So a kill zone is a certain board or set of boards. Hexes are the individual areas that you can move through. Incomplete hexes and edge hexes. Then we've got distance, so you measure a distance from point A up to point C, crossing points B. So this trooper operative is 4 hexes from the veteran of hex A, and hex A is 4 hexes away from the veteran. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So don't count the hex you're in, you just count the hexes between you and your target. Then we got, if we have a effect that targets everything in base contact. So if we have something that targets G, it will affect A, B, C, D, E, and F. Then we got terrain. So heavy terrain, you can't see through these, so you can't target anything behind or in line of those. And then we got light terrain, which gives you a little bit more protection. We've got rules here for line of sight and your various tokens, your threat principle, etc. How to build your battle structure, so prepare phase, battle phase, and then the various actions you can do in the battle phase. Then how to fight and shoot. And then we go into the campaign. So I won't go through all these, but we have, I believe it's 6 different missions, each with 3 stages of a mission. So mission 1 is called Cleanse, with round 1 facing off against a load of Poxwalkers. Round 2, we got Poxwalkers and a few of the Mobian troopers. And finally, round 3, we have a lot of, again, all the Poxwalkers, and we have the Commsmen, as well as some Mobian troopers, and we got to basically eliminate all hostiles. Then each one we got different things. So this one we include the servo skulls, so we've got scan and upload different bits, etc. We got an escort mission. So again, we got to take the servo skull from one point to another point. Got a rescue mission. I love a good rescue mission. Contamination. And finally, the final battle, assault. So yeah. And then on the back we have a look at kill team. So this is the full core set. You don't get this terrain, but this terrain is coming available from made to order if you want to pick any of it up, with the exception of that one. This is actually the terrain or parts of the terrain that you got in the old Warhammer 40k starter set. And yeah, your basic core set includes veteran guardsmen and orc commandos, plus some orky terrain. You can pick up the full core rulebook separately. You do get a miniature version in the starter set, which is nice. And you can also pick up other other kill teams in separate boxes, so you can pick up extra commandos, extra veteran guardsmen, or even different kill teams, such as the Pathfinders from the Tau there. Right, last thing to do before we bring everything back in is just to take a look at all those card components. So for our card components, we have our 4 double-sided boards here. So each one's got a nice, unique look to them. Very fitting for Tertium Hive there. Pretty cool. So loads of scattered crates and pallets, etc. Yeah, even some discarded ammo boxes and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. And then we have a set of token sheets. So some have already fallen out, but we've got our heavy and light cover here. We've got plenty of wound markers. Our activation, whether we are wounded or below half health. Tokens for all our special abilities. We have, of course, objective tokens and our range rulers, which you get 2 of and can interlock, which is pretty cool. And they're double-sided, so we got our light cover this side and objectives 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the wound markers are 1 wound on one side and 3 wounds on the other side. So yeah, pretty cool. Right, I'll bring everything back in and give you my final thoughts on this lovely little set. So there we have Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, and you get a really fantastic set. You get a good selection of models, some that are exclusive to the set, but not exclusive in the fact that you can only ever get them in here. They're available in their respective multi-part kits, but it's nice that they've been made available in a separate frame for this box set. It's nice to get the veteran guardsmen outside of the blooded kill team. Been eyeing them up for a while, and yeah, this box set was definitely worth a slight investment to get these guys. It's a pity you don't use all the different weapon options. You just use a grenade, a flamer, and a sharpshooter. And Sergeant is basic bolt pistol chainsword. But yeah, it's nice to give you an idea of what the kit will look like if you want to expand and get more of these guys. Gameplay itself, as I said, I've watched a few tutorials and playthroughs on YouTube, and it looks a really quick and speedy game. You can get through usually a campaign mission, so that's your 3 rounds in, I think, about an hour and a half. I saw one play. That was, of course, learning the rules as they went for the first mission, so they had to try and get their head around certain things before, and then the other missions went a little quicker. Yeah, it's got good play mechanics. Hopefully then it also opens up for expansion sets. It would be nice if we get another box of some different operatives perhaps, and another set of these troopers, but this time giving them different equipment, making them a little bit more lethal. So you could have something like Darktide Alpha Threat or Gamma Threat or something like that, and perhaps include some different other wandering enemies. Maybe Nurgle demons or something. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, you get a good amount of stuff for the price. So yeah, the box itself is £65. That's not too bad, considering most of these character models are £20 an individual model. The Poxwalkers are no longer available, I believe, in this version, and the kill team itself is around £30. Then you're getting, of course, all your card components as well in order to play the game, rules, and bases and dice. So good value box set if you want to get into and experience Kill Team without diving too heavily into Kill Team. This is a good place to get you to grips with the basic rules for Kill Team, and then you can expand into Kill Team and learn a few more different mechanics as you progress and get better at the game. So yeah, price then, as I said, £65. I picked mine up at my local gaming store, British Troll Hobbies, where I paid just under the 60. I think it's about 56, 57. So not too bad, pretty good price anyway for what you do get. And yeah, I do hope that Games Workshop do build on this in the future and give us some expansions, whether it's through White Dwarf or through actual physical box sets. I'd just be happy for perhaps additional packs that include one new character and a new different set of bad guys. That'd be quite cool. But yeah, there we have it. So for a rating then, I'm going to give this a solid 10 out of 10. It's got good gameplay mechanics, a good experience for getting people into the game. It's a nice co-op game as well. It's you versus the game, as all the enemies have their behavioral charts on their cards. So yeah, I'm looking forward to building and hopefully playing through this. Speaking of building, I'm going to go start building these guys as I work editing this video together. So all that's left to say is thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, stay safe and happy hobbying. Goodbye.